Goffstown Conservation Commission meeting, Wednesday, June 27th, 2012. Present are
Nick Campusano.
Patty Gale Staff.
Jean Walker.
Chuck Freiberger.
Amy Pollock.
Susan Tucker.
Okay, the first issue of business is the election of officers.
Oh, God, I came.
Someone make a motion for something? Amy?
Nominate someone.
I make a motion, Jean Walker as chairperson
Okay.
and Susan Tucker as vice chair and Chuck Freiberg as treasurer.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Okay.
Congratulations.
Okay, finance and budget, the current budget for conservation, current use fund with the Citizen Bank checking account is at $21,061.40, and $323,000 has been put into a CD with People's United Bank. Citizens Bank received $20,390 deposit, and the Conservation Commission budget balance is $2,754.61. We have an email, we had an email from Don Burrow, the finance director, regarding the 6-month CD, and the interest rate that he got at the People's United was .350,
Which is better than what we originally thought.
which doesn't sound like much, but it was
did a
better than
good
what we were
job.
getting.
Yeah, it's good.
.04, eh?
Yeah,
It was .04, so he actually,
Yeah, he did good.
he did
Really
really,
good.
he spent some time going different places to see what he could get.
great.
No, there'll be no open space committee update. Minutes from the April 25th. And anybody have any comments?
No?
Anybody want, no? Any make a motion to accept them?
I move we accept them as written.
Second,
I second it.
favor,
Aye.
opposed?
Abstain. I was not
One
here.
abstention. Okay, correspondence, we have letters for the purple prism trap invasive pest. We have literature on that.
Yeah.
If anybody
It's,
somewhere?
did you move these around?
No.
Was it? I think it's on the front. Yeah, it is. It got moved. All right.
It's what
That's
the-
right here.
Okay, it's a purple prism trap, resemble box kites, will be seen in New Hampshire. Ash trees this year as part of the Ember Ash Borer Survey to help the state. The purple traps will be hung in trees around New Hampshire. What do we have to do anything with this?
Nope.
Just, if you see a
Just
little,
letting you know.
if you just see a little trap, they're looking for bugs. Okay, we have intent to cut for Carolyn Stickney and Mark Holmes on map 9, lot 86, East Dunbarton Road. And we have the Scottisquag News here, if anyone's interested. The Merrimack Valley Greenway plans was emailed. New Hampshire DES wetlands permit for the town to fix culvert on West Union Street and on Wallace Hill Road.
Walnut.
Well, Walnut, yeah. I did meet with the DES. One was the box culvert that was put in was cracking and needed to be repaired, and the other was an old culvert that was like all rocks, and then the culvert was through it, and that was kind of given way, and it needed to be repaired. So, because we didn't have a meeting last month, they did send plans if anyone is interested in seeing. And it also had to be done through DES, so they would have the final say. We could also write something if we wanted to, but it seemed pretty clear cut that it needed to be done. Another permit to cut, Ivan and Joanne Bellevue on map 9, lot 99, 200 at 60 East Dunbarton Road. Looks like they're all cutting. Forestry notification, Robert Nacer, 340 Gorham Pond Road, map 7, lot 62. And Wetlands Bureau complaint for outstanding issues with breakwater installed at Glen Lake. Nevue at 22 Glen Lake, Elm Street, map 36, lot 12. We have, does anyone need to look at that?
I think that was an outstanding issue that
Okay.
had been going on, and what happened is Mr. Neville passed away, so it's been like passed on to the people, which is basically his children.
Okay, so there's nothing we need to do right now.
You can look at it if you want, but they're letting them know that there's still an outstanding issue with
Issue,
tires
okay.
being placed in
Is there
there.
anyone that needs, not at this time? Okay. DES Environmental News is here, if anybody would like to take a look at it, and the DES supply line with the Source Spring newsletter, and New Hampshire River Council regarding training session to monitor rivers, if anyone is interested in a training session for that. And New Hampshire DES Restoration Plan approval for Joan Bergeron, 38 Riverview Park Road, map 43, lot 4, in regard to a previous disturbance to riverbank and dock extension without permit. And do we need to comment on that?
Trying to see where he is. He came into us once, he was replacing stairs.
Exactly.
And what he did was he built like a little brick patio area on the edge of the bank. It like eroded during the one flooding, I think it was even there, just in October, and then he put some bricks down there and he's like in the bank, so that's what they're referring to.
Okay.
I'm trying to find it. That's all that
So
stuff.
has it gone to planning, or you just had notification?
Yeah, no, it's the state
The state had sent
had sent him a
notification,
notification that he,
and they're just notifying us that,
areas, I don't know.
so,
Yeah, they're just letting you know that, a complaint was filed.
there was a disturbance.
Yep. And they gave him how he has to rectify it.
Okay. And at this time, we are just being notified.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we don't have to go look at it, or
You
we don't
can
have
if you
to?
want. I think I don't know if he's in the town, also the town's, right away at all. I'm not sure on that. They just laid out what he had to do.
Is this something we should look at?
Well,
We used to look at them, right?
restoration
You
plan
can. It's
approval.
right off of Riverview Park Road. I don't know why it's not in here. I'm hoping, because Brian's been looking at it too.
Okay, that's what I wanna know.
Right.
Somebody follow up,
somebody has
will the
a-
DES follow up on this one? Are we supposed to
DES is the
follow
one
up?
who sent the letter,
Right,
and he might have took it off my desk.
It's not here.
Yeah. I think a neighbor complained, could have been, or someone, so when they saw it, and if you go by, he's got chairs on it. And then he built, he extended his dock too, which he wasn't supposed to extend the dock. He did that without the permit. And then the bank area, it's like into the bank. And then he has the stairs that go down that he was told he didn't need to go to DS4. But, the extension of the dock he did, and then the little patio area. It's right on the edge of the road, and there's like a little archway. It actually looks really nice.
So
But-
someone has been looking at it? Did
Yeah.
Brian go look at it, or?
Brian does have pictures of it. Yeah, because there's been the neighbors have complained, I think, as well. So DS has said that he needed to get a permit for the dock extension, and how to rectify the bank is basically what it said.
so did they approve the dock extension?
Not yet. Alls I've received now is that he was in violation because he did the,
Extension.
both of them without receiving a permit. And it sounds like into the bank, he has to remove
The steps.
the, bricks. It's
Bricks.
like a brick patio.
Well, my question was, between the time that there's the complaint and the approval of his restoration plan, is there ever a period where conservation comments?
Sometimes we
On
do go
that?
look, we go down and take a site walk and look at it, and then make the,
Usually-
yeah.
Right, usually if there's a complaint,
Yeah.
we hear that before it
Before
gets to the state.
Mhm.
I'm not sure they just
Yeah, usually the,
went right to the state, and we'll go and look at it, and we'll say, ooh, this doesn't look right, you know, and we will send
something to the
something
state.
to the state saying there's been a disturbance. Now, obviously, the complaintee went directly to the state. So that's why I'm confused too, whether we need to make comment, since the
Yeah.
state,
You can make
state has
comment.
already made comment,
It
though.
looks like they've already approved.
Already
They've
approved.
approved
It's
it.
a,
They've
they're-
approved
they,
it,
what
yeah.
they said there was a violation, and they said they gave,
They told,
he had to remove, whether, I don't know if he's going to approach to somehow do another option. I can go upstairs too.
I just wonder whether the
We
state
actually
will
have a
follow
folder on
through.
it,
Will the
because
state-
Brian's took pictures of it because the complaint came to him. Oh, here it is, right here. There.
Well, it sounds like the complaint is not gonna go away.
no, it was May, it was May 31st,
Oh, it's
right?
attached to it too.
And
This one.
May 10th,
Yeah, one was the letter of deficiency.
review, yeah, letter. The riverbank shall be restored. It looks like the state either went there or they must have, because they're telling them that by June 29th, which is soon, the riverbank shall be restored and constructed according to the restoration plan, and all projects probably need to be stopped. And also by June, remove the dock extension approximately 8 feet and 8 feet in width by June 29th.
Which is 2 days.
Which is, yeah, should be done with the corn. So it almost looks like it's, the state took care of the whole thing. And June 29th is like, what you said, Friday.
He had done a lot line adjustment with his neighbors too, and at one time when they had come in, when they came in for the lot line adjustment, they noticed that some of what he had done before, he had like a chain
Yeah, you wanna look at that?
area
That's
that was
mistake.
all paved, that was actually the town, so that had to be removed.
So they had to be removed.
That had to be removed, and then when some of his, I believe what happened is when the flooding happened, some of the Banker Road where he had an area, he rebuilt the little patio area. with- And that's what, he didn't
Okay.
get permits for that, he didn't need a permit for the stairs, and, he did get a building permit
So
for
he had to
that.
do that through the town, he had to have the.
He had
bill-
come to us
Okay.
and he was told that he wouldn't need it because of the size of the stairs, but there was nothing mentioned of a dock extension or any of the other stuff that happened, which I do believe happened later, not as
Later,
part of that.
okay, okay. So, I guess because it's Friday,
Well,
Yes.
is the town gonna
follow through?
follow through with it? That's my question. I mean, we don't need to go and look if somebody
By June 29th, to see if
from the
it's
town
done.
is going to go down there and check on it.
Brian has looked at it.
So you think he will?
He
well,
has looked at it, he has started, like, he started a certified letter because of when the complaint came in. And also, like, the state is working on it. Do you want, I mean, is there an issue with what they're proposing?
I just wonder
No,
whether-
I just think that somebody needs to have follow-through to make sure it's
Well, this-
completed.
I would say he has to comply with the state regulations of the restoration plan.
Restora- yeah.
That is, do you agree with what they're proposing for the
Yeah.
restoration plan?
That he,
I mean, as long
Sure,
as,
yeah.
I mean, they
Yeah.
have to follow through,
Follow
'cause
through
they're
with that.
telling them,
what to
Right.
do, then the state's telling them what to do, right? But, you know,
I mean, they'd have to come with another proposal if there weren't, and again, you'd be notified if something changed.
Right, well, I guess my concern is that it usually comes to us, and then we look at it and say, okay, you've done your job, it's okay. So is the
Somebody
state
needs to go
depending on
there.
us, as a conservation commission, to go and look at this, to make sure that
Oh,
they
the-
restored it according to what the plan is? Or is our town employee, who's been working on it, will he take care of it? So I guess you need to let us know if he is gonna follow through with that, we shouldn't have to go down there and take a look ourselves.
Yeah, it would be, Brian does the enforcement.
Right.
Brian, like, he did send a letter, he has the pictures of what
Right.
happened. I can follow up to report back that, if everything's been removed, because he
Right.
will have to himself see that, because then they gotta
Right.
follow a procedure.
Okay,
I think what Susan's saying, our recommendation would be
Code
that
enforcement.
code enforcement go down and make sure it's
Follow
followed
through.
Follow
through. If
through.
not, notify us, and we would go down to make sure it
Right.
was according to the plan. Someone needs to follow
Don't want
through.
it to fall through the crack thinking, we're gonna do
Yeah.
it. He
Yeah.
thinks we're gonna do it, and the state
Right.
thinks somebody in town's gonna do it, and so,
Right.
in the end,
Nobody does it.
nobody does it. So, just so we know.
Yep, and I can, the next time we meet, I can let you know what's
Okay.
going on.
Okay. So I guess that's the end of that. David, did you have anything for open space to report?
No.
No, okay, I just thought it. And now we're at the lot, are they people coming in for lot line adjustment?
No, that's part of TRC.
Okay, so,
You have a, I don't, there was another wetlands complaint, which actually, he had them come look at the property, because he just bought it, and there was issues with it. That was on,
that was in this packet?
Yeah, it was on the very back. Is this it? Yeah,
Is this the one that never,
incline,
in-
yeah.
this one in Wetland Bureau, 16 Incline Ave. Okay, Susan, you're
Know where
familiar
that
with that? Map 42, Lot 7. Wetlands performs inspection for your property. It's a single-story ranch. What inspection to bring the grade of the property up to that unpaved road? Demolish the existing dwelling. Since the
This gentleman purchased the property, and I believe he had them look at it, and he wants to fill and raise it, and I think they're telling him he won't be able to fill.
Okay, right here, it says cannot permit additional fill or alteration to the natural drainage of either property. Apparently, he bought 2 pieces of property, and lot
This-
7, right?
Yeah, and it was the Hearst property before,
Okay.
that's this one, and so there was already an outstanding issue, and I guess it's really wet.
It is very wet.
Yeah.
And
Is this the one that has like a stream going through the basement?
And the property next to them, so if they raise their property, they're gonna flood everybody else.
Okay,
I mean, they're all,
so, and it says,
they're all in this, well,
okay,
So he himself contacted DES to see what he could do.
and he found out that he
He's not gonna be able
Can't-
to raise it.
can't raise it, and if he does, he's in violation. Okay,
so,
so, is someone,
did they already demolish the camp that was there?
No,
no, he wanted to do
Okay.
something to it.
They put
he's
on
come in and
stilts.
talked to us too. He just
with the-
purchased it,
Mhm.
or potentially purchased it. I think
Purchased
he
it.
Purchased it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, I don't understand, yeah, Hearst in July, dredging. They just think they can move up there. Would you like to look at that? I figured you would. It's
It's Incline Ave,
it's,
it's off of, Mountain Base.
Mountain
Pond.
Base Pond, up
That's on the wet side.
the wet side,
okay, okay.
so,
It's like all just
that's the
something.
only one we have?
Yeah, I don't know if this was in last month, the April one, but the Andre Street,
Yeah,
he cut trees along the shoreline, and they told me he was in violation.
Okay, one more.
DES has been really busy.
I was gonna say DES has been really, really busy. This is Andre Street, tax map and lot 2421. In DES, within 20 days, they have to put trees, they cut trees. Were
It
they-
was in April's.
It was in April's, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, DES has been busy with us, okay.
Is that on Glen Lake? Where is it?
Andre.
Andre
Street,
Street.
it's in
It's
Pinarville.
not-
Finarville.
Okay.
How did they hear about this? Is this
It's
a
the
neighbor
neighbors
complaint
must
again? Neighbor
complain.
complaint
Yeah,
directly?
and it even, they go around, is it the Marine
Right.
Patrol goes in the
Patrol.
river? I mean, they sometimes see stuff. They'll come in and look at stuff on the map.
And sometimes I think they're doing it from air, too.
And the state forester is really, really good at examining.
That's good, that's good.
That is good. Okay, so, now, the only one other that we have is the lot line adjustment.
if you have any comments.
Yeah,
It's
it's-
very, very minor.
Yes, map 9, lot 25-3 and 25-4, Carolyn Henry DeMille and Catherine McNeil and Michael Deante on Elver Street, which we were just saying was off Carroll Hill up by Time, and there's a development up there. And the two neighbors are just trying to get a lot line, and I think there were just two concerns that we needed to have, was the well rate, you said,
Well, I don't know if it's your concern.
it's a plan.
oh, it's all planning? So-
Yeah, it was just from staff saw the well radius
Okay.
overlapped, and then,
It's not
there's
even on here.
underground utilities, and the fire department wants
That's not ours
wants
either.
to look at that.
And it's no wet,
No,
no.
Not within 100 feet?
It says, what's the reason for the adjustment? I guess that's still curious
I'm
about
not
that.
sure.
Did they come to you?
no,
No.
I haven't asked Brian, like, if the reason, I don't know if it gives, like, it gives him more
More
frontage.
frontage.
Yeah, it looks, I mean, just looking at the map, it looks like it would make for a better front yard on the one house.
Maybe that's what they,
It gives, and it could be something like someone planted a garden. Sometimes they do that, and actually it's on the
'Cause
other person's
so it's
property.
so they
Because their
need,
driveways are all on their own property.
Property, yeah.
It does give them more frontage. It could be the person in the back wanted more, like, again, like something
Some
was in the back.
back and they wanted to do something, yeah.
Because they're swapping the exact
Right,
amount.
okay, no, that's fine.
Yeah. I,
Or maybe to, like you said, the building setback.
Yeah, and the
That could be-
building,
It
one of them looked a
encroached
little
before.
close,
closer, yeah.
and maybe that gives a little, I don't know what.
I don't know.
Maybe it's a septic.
Could be.
What's that?
The EDS.
Is
Yep,
that
that's
septic?
the effluent disposal system.
And that gives that more away from the lot line.
Okay. It doesn't, does anyone see any concern with that?
Not from us, not
Not
from our
from
standpoint.
us, no.
Hmm.
No concerns, no issues or
Does it-
concerns, that's what I'll
any-
report back.
That's the last one.
That's, yeah. Then my only other thing was, I emailed everyone, Southern New Hampshire Planning Commission is canceling their presentation tomorrow to the planning board for the river management plan update and the, Piscataquag, I forgot the name of the without the co-currents models.
Yeah, and David was gonna go to that, right?
So I hope you got I was
Yeah,
trying to
I
get.
did, thank you.
Yeah.
We let the board know too, because they have a really light agenda now. They're gonna, yeah, the Piscataquag Watershed Land
Land.
Conservation
Did
Plan,
they give a reason?
Volume 1. They want to, I believe, come to us again, to talk to us again about it, and then present it to the planning board. I know there was other things on for the Southern New Hampshire Planning Commission tomorrow, so they, staff-wise too, was an issue for them to have someone come. But Brian let me know that he thinks they would like to talk to conservation again.
I had a conversation with, I'm spacing out, can't think of his name.
I wanna say Andrew, but
Andy?
Yeah,
Andy.
Andy. Who's on the River Advisory Council. And he just wanted to understand what, concerns we had with the original plan that led to the removal of the co-occurrence, so I explained what I thought about that. And then he was puzzled by, we had, the last time that Jack Munn had been here, and we talked about it, and then we voted to recommend to the planning board that both plans be adopted as reference documents, was the wording. And his question was, well, what does that mean, reference documents? And sitting there, I had to admit, I'm not really sure what it means myself. So that was a question that they had, and he wanted to know, well, would the commission change that from being adopted as reference documents to just being adopted as part of the master plan? And I said, Well, you'd have to ask the whole commission. I can't speak for the whole commission. I'm just one member. So that's probably why
Yeah.
they wanted to come back.
Well, I think that was part of it. There was another issue that the documents are really different. I mean, one is an update and one is new. And the river management plan, which is the update, is already part of the master plan.
Although, yeah, he made that point too, although I would say that that's
But then
irrelevant.
Well, but our recommendation, I mean, whatever the process is to update that plan is gonna happen. So our comment might be that it gets, at least reviewed as part of that cycle. We're not asking them to do something out of their normal cycle for updating that plan, I don't think.
Yeah, he had said the same thing to me, and I said, well, again, that's a commission thing, pointing out that it's already, previous edition was already part of it.
Right.
I said, again, that's for the commission to answer, but my own personal opinion is that a document should be reviewed on its merits, whether it was part of a previous plan or not is not particularly relevant. It should be reviewed for its merits and whether it should be recommended. But, I mean, when this was brought before us before, I don't think we had any objections or any concerns with the river management plan. That was the comment that we had given in the previous meeting. The only concerns we had was with the other plan, which changes were made to accommodate our concerns, so.
So he wants us to maybe separate them out and recommend, One.
I don't know, we'll see what they specifically asked for, but those were the issues that were brought up in the conversation that I had.
I think the planning board too is gonna be looking at doing a master plan update soon. Whether it if it gets approved budget-wise, but I think they're looking at doing that too.
All right, do we have any other concerns or issues that need to be brought?
Our next meeting, I will not be here. I can ask Collis or someone else to come for that meeting, unless you would like to meet on another night. Or unless I can give you the key too, Jean, and if you
Yeah.
want.
If it's the
I'm just
way,
letting you know, I won't be here. I'll be
somewhere.
in Kittery on a
Yeah.
boat.
Good for you.
The next one comes on the 26th, right? No, the
25th.
5th, yeah, the
Yeah,
25th.
that would be
Well, I mean, if we don't have more stuff to talk about than what we had
I
tonight,
know.
is there a reason to do it?
two, yeah.
Yeah, there wouldn't really be. So why don't we kind of leave it
Leave it
open?
and when we get closer to
Now,
see.
are you here the 18th?
Yep.
Okay. So if we have a lot of material on the 18th, would that be? Susan, I don't think you're here the 18th, are you? But we should have enough people.
I'll email everyone.
But
and-
if, like you said, if we had this one because we didn't have,
Because there's nothing going on with planning
No.
either, right? So
No, there's
No,
not. I
there's
mean, on the
nothing.
12th, I only have one thing on. And now the 26th will be, because the recommendation from or the request from Southern New Hampshire Planning Commission was to go to the meeting on the 26th.
yeah.
So if they wanna meet before, I don't know. They could even just do a presentation to the planning
Planning
board.
board, yeah, right, okay.
Because that would be like them coming in the day before they meet with the planning board.
okay. Yeah, okay, why don't we kind of leave it like that and just see what we have that comes in, because actually, we didn't have much today or last month, so. Okay, do we have any other issues or concerns, and make a motion to insert?
I have a question about this.
Oh.
This tax map 42 lot 7 on incline. The complaint, part of the complaint was the sand and gravel, which was put on lot 6, which is owned by the town of Goffstown. Now, has our highway department filled that to hold the road during some period? I mean, that's part of this complaint. Now, do we gonna have to deal? We're that lot, and there's been sand and gravel fill put on that lot.
It may be a property that we obtain though through unpaid taxes. Some of them up there have gone into tax law.
Right, okay, but are we responsible for that? I mean, it talks about us in this complaint. I'm just concerned about where this goes,
From here,
because we're
lot,
that lot, and the complaint received allegedly filling sand and gravel. So do we need, as a town, need to deal with this with DES?
And is the town
Are
filling?
we filling, or, I mean, that's a good question to ask, since it's on the complaint. We're,
But the complaint's not addressed to the town.
right.
Yeah, it was addressed
to
It's
the
gentleman.
because he,
Right.
it's a follow-up complaint on both lot 6 and 7, and we're lot 6. Now, I don't know, when they came to look at his lot, 7.
Oh, they looked
they
over
saw
at
that-
6?
Because he said possibly he would like to buy that from the town
That was
to
a
give
lot.
him an additional lot, and that is lot 6, which is owned by the town. I mean, I don't know whether we need to look into this and see where this is gonna go, so we're not gonna get,
Yeah, he didn't
slammed with
notify the
something.
town about the, at least, I
He
didn't get
hasn't
copy
yet.
that there was a letter sent
Okay.
to the town, but I can also bring that
Bring-
to
yeah.
Brian and to maybe, Megan at DPW, just to look at to see if there's an issue.
right, because if it's a road issue, then we probably need to have a permit of some kind to do some filling, if that's,
Yeah.
if
and I
that's a
don't-
washout or some, a justification for what they've done.
But
I-
then, then,
Or maybe there needs to be a culvert there, if there's an issue.
There was, he came to, one time they had gone to DS about some washing away. Remember there was some,
It was a culvert that from the pond,
the
from
pond, it's near the pond.
the pond
That
that went
was
across,
wa-
under the road, there was sand
sand.
Remember that one
building
had to be
up.
cleaned out,
Oh,
the
yeah.
pond?
to dredge it.
I don't know if that's in the area of it.
Is that where this is? That's at the bottom of the hill.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's another issue. I've been looking
Yeah.
at that. That pond is, was that
Yeah, it's on Mountain Base.
on the corner of Mountain Base and, it's Fersen Road. It's really Tipping Rock down there, but it's Fersen Road. Because I brought that
brought that up
question
quite a
up
while ago.
because it's totally silting in. That really provides a service when you get water over the dam out of the lake. That's a holding pond that protects
Mm. Yeah, and they
Wallace
were-
Road down at the end. I mean,
They
if
were
you get
supposed
a-
to clean that, right?
Well,
Oh,
the
maybe.
question was,
Could they?
it was not owned by the town, that's owned by the Tar Estate, and they were going to look into
Right.
um,
towns.
purchasing it, or maybe the estate gifting it to the town, because Carl said he couldn't do anything in that
Right.
until the town owned it, or we had permission
An
from that
easement or something,
trust to do something, but it's really bad, when I looked at it now, it's a huge chunk of that pond is,
Thought it was cleaned a long time ago. It never was.
they never did it. We brought it up several times. But when we came to find out, it wasn't owned by, it's owned by the,
So that should be brought to somebody's attention.
Yeah, that should be
Yeah,
brought up
along with
again.
the Lot 6, I can.
6, yeah.
right, why
Those
don't
two.
you ask about that? Because the town was going to try to either purchase it or have it gifted to them, or
Yeah, I
however
remember it
they
being
deal.
circulated, they were asking, and it was recommended.
Right, because that does need to be clean, it's really important when we have these heavy rains, that water can be slowed down before it hits Wallace Road.
They've been up there too, because they're getting their proposals for the dam, getting ready to do the dam. I know that Carl brought in a whole thing showing me all the proposals.
Okay, well, that's something they need to look at again.
Okay,
Okay.
yep, I'll get in touch with
Anything
Carl.
else? Anyone? Nothing else? Agenda?
I move
Yes.
we adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.